Please sing along. Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Thank you. I believe those words. We have work to do, and it must be done now, today. Right now, we have the chance to create 3.2 million new jobs that hardworking families desperately need, but only if Congressman Cantor votes yes to comprehensive immigration reform. My name is Lana Martinez. My family has lived in upstate New York, where I was born, for over 400 years. I grew up outside of Pittsburgh, and I've lived in Virginia for the past 7 years, where I currently attend seminary. We can't let Speaker Boehner, Congressman Cantor, and the rest of the House stand in the way of our country's future. Now is the time for comprehensive immigration reform. Comprehensive immigration reform would secure our borders and modernize our legal immigration system. And the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office estimates that it would reduce the deficit by more than $800 billion over 20 years. Since Congressman Cantor says he'll stand against us in this fight, and since he's ignoring over 69% of Virginia, we want him and every other representative who stands in the way of our future to know that we will not go away. Our voices will not fade, and our communities will be heard. I believe that the multitudes are heard. I believe that we're called to do this work of justice, and that if the voice of justice doesn't overcome the voice of oppression, then we end up releasing captives, releasing criminals, while we persecute innocent men and women and children. 9 years ago, a wide-eyed 18-year-old was one of many making the long, perilous journey to enter the United States. When you can't afford college in Mexico, the only other opportunity that calls is go to the U.S. Go to the U.S. Go to the U.S. Work for a year and you can pay for it yourself. Arriving with no knowledge of English, much less American immigration law, and no material possessions, he worked hard and honestly and developed his excellent carpentry skills. He put his older brother through college. He bought his mom a washing machine. He bought his first car. He learned to speak, read, and write English fluently, and he learned to salsa dance. And that's where he met me. The first moment I saw Alfredo, my soul recognized him. That was 7 years ago. We have been married for 3.5 years and welcomed our son last year. Now I have the joy of watching Alfredo cuddle our son and sing to him, feed him and play with him, read to him in Spanish and English, and teach him about being a good citizen and a good neighbor. My husband is the most hardworking, honorable, dependable, and loving man I have ever met. He is honest to a fault, paying taxes on every penny earned, even though we cannot claim most tax credits due to his status in this country. For over 3 years, we have been in the process of applying for an adjustment of status. The process has been delayed again, and again, and now again. You see, it is not so simple as the media would have you believe. Marrying me did not make one bit of difference in Alfredo's immigration status. If comprehensive immigration reform is not passed, inevitably my husband, my son Khalil's dad, will have to return to Mexico and wait out the 10-year ban. That's right, he pays all of his taxes and has no criminal record, but current legislation would forcibly separate Alfie from us, his family, for an entire decade. On the other hand, Alfie has spent nearly a decade separated from his family of origin. We cannot visit my in-laws because we would not be able to return here, to our home. 3 months after our son was born, my sister had a baby girl. Khalil and his cousin Naomi have a grand time exploring the world together. 4 months before Khalil was born, Alfredo's brother had a baby girl. And 2 months after Khalil was born, Alfredo's sister had a baby girl. And out of all of these cousins born in the same year, Khalil only knows one. And right now, he only has the opportunity to know one. Today, I stand here to tell you that under our current oppressive system, my marriage, which is 100% real, is barely recognized. My son's chances of growing up with both of his parents are practically nil. 7 years ago, I saw a man with a billion-watt smile. And I am so proud to stand here today as Alfie's wife, celebrating the amazing man and incredible father that he is. Our immigration system strips him of his human dignity, seeing only an alien, not a father, husband, son, uncle, brother, or friend. Our family has been dwelling in the shadows for years, and it's time for us to come out into the open and tell our story. A rags to riches story, an American dream story, a story that is far from over and is only just beginning. Your voices will determine the next chapter for our family and millions like us. So we'll go from door to door and block to block for all of the families who have been here for generations and for those who came here as children themselves. We all have something at stake in this fight, and we need to keep the American dream strong for those wanting to make a better life for themselves and for their families. We're a nation of immigrants with infinite contributions, and I just want to quickly list some of them right now. Immigrants helped get us through the Great Recession, innovate our businesses, and create jobs fueling our economy. They are deeply woven into the American fabric. Over 40% of Fortune 500 companies were started by immigrants or the children of immigrants. 1 in 4 new American engineering and technology companies is founded by someone who was born outside of the country. From Yahoo and Google to small businesses around the country, immigrant-led companies are creating good, middle-class jobs. We should not turn away the many highly skilled workers, the dreamers, who have been raised in American homes and educated in American schools and want to contribute to American prosperity. Not only that, but the Senate's comprehensive immigration reform bill would actually increase Virginia's gross state product by over $16 million over the next 10 years. We have to make sure the House hears us. We can't let them ignore our communities. So we're doing some things. We're flyering and informing all communities of who is with us and who stands against us in this fight. We're continuing to engage volunteers in key districts across the country to make sure every voice is heard. And since mid-March, when this reform campaign kicked off, volunteers have led more than 1,500 events, just like this one. Last week, volunteers held more than 100 phone banks in more than 30 states, and I was one of them with my son on my lap. We're gaining momentum, and it's up to us to make sure it doesn't slow down. Congressman Cantor, represent your states. Support comprehensive immigration reform. This is a top priority for your constituents. Listen to our voices and join us in the fight. Now I'm asking each of you to call your representatives. I'm asking you to call them for my family or to tell your own story. I'm asking you to call them for my friend who's still stuck in Israel, who did everything right, waiting for her husband to be granted legal access to this country. Visit their offices, harass them on social media. Don't stop until you know that they have heard your voice and will do what we're telling them to. And I have a task for every immigrant and all who live in this story with us. Engage in meaningful dialogue. People's comments will make your blood boil. But in the past years, I've learned something about Americans. We are good, we are compassionate, and we love justice. We are also grossly misinformed. Take the time to answer the hard questions and educate your friends, colleagues, and neighbors. Tell your story. Thank you, and may you be blessed by the God in whose image I believe we were all created. And may you be a blessing. Again, my name is Lana Heath de Martinez. I'm Alfredo's wife and Khalil's mom, and I'm in my 3rd year of education at Union Presbyterian Seminary here in Richmond, Virginia.